You could be the most talented person in the world and not do well.
Yeah.
It's because you don't have anybody behind you that really knows what the hell they're doing.
So word on the street is, Blu Cantrell was used and betrayed by the industry. Yeah, we're going there. Back in 2001, Blu had everything. Platinum hits, major label backing, and a voice that commanded attention. Hit 'em up style, oops, was everywhere. And for a minute, she was that girl in R&B. But just as fast as she shot to the top, the industry turned on her. So what really happened? Was it label drama, industry politics, or was she straight up blackballed? Today, we're breaking down the rise, fall, and shady business behind Blu Cantrell's career. Let's get into it. Blu Cantrell had a big start in the music business. Her song, Hit 'em Up Style, Oops, became a huge hit in 2001. People loved her voice, and she seemed to have a bright future. But things did not go as planned. Over time, her career slowed down. She faced problems with her record label, personal struggles, and issues in the industry that made it hard for her to stay in the spotlight.
All we do is make up, then break up.
Blu was signed to Arista Records, and the head of the label was L.A. Reid. He was one of the most powerful people in the music business. But when he left, everything changed for Blu. She felt lost without his support. She no longer wanted to stay with the label, but she did not know what to do next. The people in charge of her music made a big mistake. They forgot to renew her contract. Because of this, Blu was suddenly without a record deal. She was no longer signed to Arista, and that meant she did not have a label to promote her music.
You could be the most talented person in the world and not do well.
Yeah.
It's because you don't have anybody behind you that really knows what the hell they're doing.
Even though she lost her deal, Blu did not stop making music. She kept performing and touring, trying to keep her career alive. But without a big record label behind her, things became much harder. The music industry is very tough, and once an artist loses their deal, it can be difficult to get another chance. Blu had to work on her own, and that was not easy. In 2007, Blu tried something different. She joined a stage play called Gossip, Lies, and Secrets. She worked with Kenya Moore and Lisa Ray, two well-known actresses. Acting was not her main career, but she wanted to try new things. The next year, in 2008, she appeared on a reality show called Celebrity Circus. This show had famous people trying to do circus acts.
Stretching. I mean, you're using muscles you've never used before. I mean, it's amazing. I mean, I'm so flexible now. I'm in the best shape I've ever been in the life.
Blu was excited to be part of it, but she did not last long on the show. She was eliminated early, which was disappointing. There were also rumors that she was dating another contestant, Antonio Sabato Jr. But her team said that was not true. They were just having fun together on the show. After that, Blu seemed to disappear from the public eye. People did not hear much about her, and she was no longer in the news.
Music on the way. Have you been working
I'm
on
actually
any new
working
music?
on music right as we speak.
Oh, okay.
As we speak.
Like
on this,
right at this moment, someone's
right
just
at
back
this
there
very
producing
moment.
for you.
Actually, I just listened to the track today.
Really?
On set
What's
here.
it like? Can you tell us about what kind of track it is?
I can't say.
A few years later, Blu talked about what happened. She said she moved to London for some time. She wanted to get away from the stress of fame. Being a famous singer was not always fun. She wanted a break from all the pressure. But even though she stepped away from the spotlight, she still loved music. In 2012, she was ready to make a comeback. She started working on a new album. Fans were excited because they missed her music. But the album was never released. To this day, people are still waiting for her to release new songs. Then, in 2014, something shocking happened. TMZ reported that Blu was seen running through the streets of Santa Monica at 2 a.m. She was saying that someone had poisoned her. The police took her to the hospital for a mental health check. It was a sad moment, but instead of treating it with care, the media turned it into gossip. They made it seem like a big drama instead of a serious issue.
Stop talking
because you really don't have anything to corroborate your story right now. You know what I'm saying? Stop talking and try to capitalize off of me. I'm a good person, and
Back then, people did not talk about mental health like they do now. If someone was struggling, they were judged instead of helped. After this incident, the music industry started to turn away from Blu. People no longer wanted to work with her. She lost chances to do collaborations and perform at big events. It was as if people in the industry decided she was not safe to work with anymore. This made things even harder for her. Blu later called herself a one-hit wonder. She felt like the industry had abandoned her. No one really knows everything that happened to her, but it was clear that she was struggling.
There goes the dreams we used to say. There goes the times we spent.
Looking back, Blu had many regrets about her career. She said that when she first started in the music business, she did not know how things worked. She was not aware of how artists could be taken advantage of. When she signed her contract with Arista Records, they told her to hire a lawyer. But what she did not know was that this lawyer was also working for the label. This was a big problem. Instead of looking out for Blu's best interests, the lawyer was helping the label. This meant that Blu was not getting the money she deserved. The label took credit for a lot of her music, and she never saw the money she should have made. She later said in an interview that if she could go back in time, she would do things differently. She wished she had hired her own lawyer instead of trusting the one the label gave her. She realized too late that she had not made as much money as she should have. She felt that the label and the people around her had taken advantage of her. The photos were seen as too revealing and judged her harshly. Blu also faced another challenge when she did a photo shoot for Teal magazine. The photos were seen as too revealing, and people in the industry judged her harshly. Female artists often face double standards. When a male artist does something bold, people think it is cool. But when a female artist does the same thing, people criticize her. Blu felt that this photo shoot hurt her career because people in the industry started looking at her differently. However, Blu's fans never forgot her. They still supported her and saw her as a talented artist. Over the years, her story became an example of how the entertainment industry treats people who go through tough times. Today, people are more open about mental health, but Blu had to deal with these struggles at a time when there was little understanding. In March 2020, just before the world shut down due to COVID-19, Blu performed in London. Fans were excited to see her again, but some were also surprised by how she looked. Since she did not post much on social media, people were curious about how she was doing. After the performance, people started talking about her mental health again. There is also another part of Blu's story that some people believe. There are rumors that Z and Beyoncé had something to do with Blu's career downfall. Around the time Z started dating Beyoncé, he was also linked to Blu Cantrell. Some people think this caused problems. There is even a theory that Z and Beyoncé used their power to erase Blu from the music industry. A woman named Shar talked about this online. She believes that Z and Beyoncé named their daughter Blue Ivy for a reason. She thinks they wanted to push Blu Cantrell's name off the internet. If you search Blu, you mostly see results about Blue Ivy, not Blu Cantrell. Shar believes this was done on purpose to make people forget about the singer.
With Jay-Z.
Blu. The first Blu. Not they daughter Blue. Blu Cantrell.
Jaguar Wright, a former backup singer for Z, also believes this theory. She says that after Blu's relationship with Z ended, her career started to fall apart. She also points out that in 2004, when Z became president of Def Jam Records, Blu's contract was not renewed. Some people think this was not a coincidence.
It was time to talk. Jay-Z worked very hard to erase you and me, just like he did L. Just like he did his relationship with R. Kelly, just like he did his relationship with...
Blu's past connection with Z was well known. They were often seen together, going on vacations and spending time together. But the relationship did not last long. Blu later said that they broke up because Jay-Z could not keep up with her energy. Some people think things got worse after a 2003 interview she did with Wendy Williams. In that interview, she talked about her feelings for Jay-Z and mentioned Beyoncé. Some believe this made Jay-Z and Beyoncé upset, leading to Blu's career struggles.
So you thought it was a shorter man in the NBA?
No, he's 6'4". My dad was 6'4".
Blu Cantrell was born as Tiffany Cobb in Rhode Island. People started calling her Blu because she loved the color so much.
Blu, is that your birth name?
No, Blu is my nickname. My real name's Tiffany.
That's a really pretty, your name is very catchy.
Yeah.
Blu Cantrell.
My mother gave me that name since I was young.
She grew up in a big family with 5 brothers and sisters. Her mother was a jazz singer and raised all the kids by herself. Blu's father was a former NBA player, but he was not around much. He left when she was still very young. Blu often spoke about how hard it was growing up without him.
I have a deadbeat dad, so he hasn't been around. He's a professional ball player. Doesn't really represent much in the field.
From back in the day?
From back in the day.
Do we know his name?
I'm sure, but you're going to have to keep that under the wraps. I shouldn't even have brought that up.
Okay.
When Blu was 17, she decided to move to New York to follow her dream of becoming a singer. But life in New York was not easy. She had to work many jobs just to survive. At 18, she even posed for adult magazine photos to make money. At the time, it seemed like quick cash, but later, these photos would cause her problems.
Well, I did it, to pay my bills. A friend of mine who worked for the magazine convinced me to do it.
People in the music industry judged her for them, and it made things harder for her in the future.
And the one reason why he was attracted to me was the one reason why we're not together. He couldn't handle the fact that I had nude pictures. He couldn't handle the fact that I was a celebrity. He didn't like the fact that his friends all...
To start her music career, she used her childhood nickname, Blu, and her grandmother's last name, calling herself Blu Cantrell. She joined a girl group called 8th Avenue, which was created by a famous producer named Teddy Riley. Blu was excited about the group, but it didn't last long. Another group called Blackstreet broke up, and soon after, 8th Avenue also split. Blu had to start over again. In the year 2000, something terrible happened. Blu's sister was in a car accident and ended up in a coma. She was in a hospital in Atlanta, so Blu decided to move there to be close to her. Blu and her family prayed for her sister to recover. During this hard time, Blu's life took a surprising turn. One day, while she was in a hotel lobby, she met a man who would change her life. She also ran into the famous singer Usher. These meetings led her to Christopher "Tricky" Stewart, a well-known music producer. Tricky was very successful at that time. He had just produced Maya's hit song, Case of the Ex. When Tricky heard Blu's voice, he was impressed. He asked her to sing background vocals for famous artists like Faith Evans, Puff Daddy, and Aaron Hall. Tricky even invited Blu to stay at his home in Atlanta so she could focus on her music career. The music industry was tough. She had problems with record labels and contracts. Also, her past photos from the adult magazine started to cause issues. Some people in the industry didn't take her seriously because of them. On top of all that, she struggled with mental health issues. There were rumors about her, and people talked about what went wrong in her career. Blu was going through a lot when she had to decide if she should return to New York. Her sister had finally woken up from the coma, but she still had a long recovery ahead. Blu wasn't sure if she was ready to go back to her old life. However, being around Tricky's family made her feel safe and supported. She had been alone for so long, and she really wanted to be around people who cared for her. So, she decided to stay in Atlanta. She even moved in with Tricky and his family for a while. While she was living with Tricky, he told her he had a plan. He was going to call his friend, L.A. Reid, the president of Arista Records, and ask him to listen to her music. Blu didn't believe him at first. She thought he was just saying that to make her feel better. But soon, Louisiana Reed was in the studio with them. He listened to Blu sing and was amazed by her voice. Right away, he offered her a record deal. Blu was excited and ready to sign, but Tricky told her to be careful. He said she needed to think about it first. They decided to take some time before making a decision. But soon, word got out about this new singer with an incredible voice. Other record labels heard about her and wanted to sign her too. In no time, 10 different record labels were fighting to get her.
You could be the most talented person in the world and not do well.
Yeah.
It's because you don't have anybody behind you that really knows what the hell they're doing.
L.A. Reid didn't want to lose Blu to another company. To make sure she signed with Arista Records, he gave her the best deal. He even threw in a Ferrari to make the offer more tempting. Blu was happy to sign with Arista, but she didn't know that by signing the deal, she was also giving away most of her future earnings. After signing the deal, Blu got to work on her first album. One of the first songs she recorded was Hit 'Em Up Style, written and produced by Dallas Austin.
There goes the dreams we used to say. There goes the times we spent.
The song had a catchy beat and a fun revenge theme. People loved it immediately. Blu also traveled to Indianapolis to work with famous producers Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis. In their studio, a pianist played music while Blu sang a melody. That day, they worked on a song called I'll Find a Way.
Oh, I'll find a way.
Later, in an interview, Blu said this song was very emotional for her. She was thinking about her sister's accident and her own past relationship problems. She poured all her emotions into the song, and it became one of her favorites. Hit 'Em Up Style was released in April 2001. It became a massive hit and reached number 2 on the Billboard Hot 100 chart. People all over the country were singing along to it. Because of the song's success, Blu went on a nationwide tour to promote it. She also received a Grammy nomination, which was a huge honor. In July 2001, Blu released her first album, So Blue. It did really well and was certified gold, meaning it sold over 500,000 copies. Blu was finally a star.
Let 'em know that if he mess up, you gotta hit 'em up.
Blu worked very hard to make sure people heard her music. She didn't just sit and wait for success. She went to many record stores and talked to the owners. She convinced them to buy more copies of her album. Because of this, more people bought her music. She also made good relationships with these store owners, and they helped her. Her smart moves helped her album sell very well. It even went platinum, meaning it sold over 1 million copies. At an awards show, Blu met an NBA player. She never said his name, but she told Wendy Williams that he was very interested in her.
He approached me at an award show that I did.
Okay.
And just pursued me and kept calling me and eventually started dating him. Ended up falling in love, meeting his mother, staying with him, the whole nine.
Okay.
They started dating, and everything seemed perfect. They spent a lot of time together, and Blu was very happy. She was doing well in her music career, and her personal life seemed to be going great too. But in May 2002, things changed for Blu. Some old photos of her from a magazine called Blacktail were found. Some people judged her for these photos, but Blu didn't let it bother her. She stayed strong and even joked about it. She told the Atlanta Journal-Constitution that she would sign one of those photos if someone wanted it. She also told The Guardian that the pictures kept her name in the news, so she wasn't too upset. After the photos surfaced, Blu got an offer from Playboy magazine. They wanted her to pose for them, and she agreed. She made a deal with them and earned $1 million. Playboy also invited her to perform at the famous Playboy Mansion. This was a big moment in her career, but not everyone was happy with it. A British radio station called Radio 1 decided to stop playing her music for a while. Even worse, her relationship with the NBA player ended because of the photos. They broke up in 2003.
And the one reason why he was attracted to me was the one reason why we're not together. He couldn't handle the fact that I had nude pictures. He couldn't handle the fact that I was a celebrity. He didn't like the fact that his friends all...
Later that year, Blu released her second album, Bittersweet. It became very popular and reached number 7 on the Billboard charts. People loved the songs, and it was a big success in different countries. Blu even got another Grammy nomination. But while her music was doing well, rumors started to spread about her personal life. People thought she had a secret relationship with rapper Jay-Z, even though he was dating Beyoncé. Blu always said they were just friends, but the gossip continued. In an interview with Wendy Williams, Blu admitted that she had a crush on Jay-Z. She said that if he ever showed interest, she wouldn't turn him down. "I have a big crush on him," she said. But even though she liked him, Blu was careful about who she dated. She didn't rush into relationships, and she wanted to be with the right person.
I think so. I think they're in love. I think they're in love. Promises? No, I really do think they're in love. I have a big crush on him now.
Then, something strange happened. People started to notice that Beyoncé's song, Baby Boy, sounded similar to Blu's song, Breathe. Blu thought that Beyoncé might have been sending a message through the lyrics. In Baby Boy, Beyoncé sang the words, "Let me breathe," and Blu found that interesting. It made some people wonder if there was a secret rivalry between the two singers.
Maybe we need some time alone. We need to let
But then, another strange thing happened. Beyoncé released a song called Me, Myself, and I, and people noticed that parts of it sounded like Blu's song. Some fans believed Beyoncé copied Blu's music. Blu spoke about it and said she was a fan of Beyoncé, but she felt that if Beyoncé was so talented, she shouldn't have to copy anyone. Later, Blu released a video promo for her song Round Up. Soon after, Beyoncé and Jay-Z released their video for 03 Bonnie and Clyde.
All I need in this life is sin. It's me and my girlfriend.
Blu and her fans noticed that their video looked very similar to hers. She found it strange and even joked about having a live singing battle with Beyoncé. But she didn't really want to do that. Things got even more interesting when people listened closely to Beyoncé's song Signs. In the song, Beyoncé whispered, "I was in love with a Sagittarius. I've been hurt by a Pisces." This made people talk because Jay-Z is a Sagittarius and Blu is a Pisces. Some fans believed Beyoncé was talking about Blu. Blu warned that Beyoncé should be careful about starting problems with her. She said, "If she goes there with me, it's the wrong move. She needs to understand what she's doing. I am a master at singing." The drama continued when Blu worked with Sean Paul on Breathe. Shortly after, Beyoncé released Baby Boy featuring Sean Paul.
Baby boy, you stay on my mind. Feel my fantasy,
Come on,
feel
tell
my
me how you
fantasy.
feel.
Blu got angry and called Beyoncé a copycat. She said, "Beyoncé is talented and beautiful, and I'm a fan, but her song sounds like mine." She even uses the same words in the hook. If she's so talented, she shouldn't have to copy anyone. Blu was also upset that Beyoncé worked with Sean Paul. She believed it was a direct attack because people had linked Blu to Jay-Z. She said, "Now she is doing a song with Sean Paul because I worked with him. I don't know what her intentions are. I don't waste time thinking about what Beyoncé is thinking." Blu believed that if Beyoncé had problems with Jay-Z, she should have talked to him instead of starting issues with her. Blu didn't want to fight over a man, but after she spoke out, things got even harder for her. Behind the scenes, Blu had her own love life problems. While working with Puff Daddy, Blu met a music producer named Tony De Niro. He played her love interest in the music video for Make Me Want to Scream. They started dating, and Blu really loved him. She even hired him as her tour manager so they could be together more. But in 2004, their relationship ended in a bad way. News came out that they had broken up because of fights that became physical. Blu said that Tony had been violent, but Tony denied everything. Blu's life was full of success, love, heartbreak, and controversy. She worked hard for her music, but she also faced many challenges along the way. Whether it was drama with Beyoncé, trouble in her relationships, or people questioning her choices, Blu never stopped fighting for herself. She kept making music, and she kept moving forward no matter what came her way.